Hi everyone, my name's Nicholas from Pit Vidura. So Pit Vidura is a sanitation company. We do pit latrine and septic tank emptying. So basically we are in a shit business. So today we thought maybe it would be good, we can be able to make a video, show you about our vacuum truck, its main component, especially in the pumping system. So this is our small vacuum truck. We have it's a 5,000 liter capacity. So we have 20,000 liter capacity and 10,000 liter capacity. So this is the smallest truck in our fleet. And basically this is the smallest truck in Kigali. And I can bet it's the smallest vacuum truck in Rwanda. So we want to take you through is the pumping system, main components, and maybe hope you are going to find it helpful. So this is a Isuzu NPR. We bought it from China. Basically, we cannot be able to get, there's no vacuum truck manufacturers here in Rwanda. So you can either import it from China or from Dubai or from Europe. Sometimes people can be able to import a chassis and fabricate a tank maybe in neighboring countries in Uganda or in Kenya. So for this vacuum truck, we did some modification. You can see the barrels here on top. This is because this truck usually use it on in informal settlement where there is very narrow access roads. So when we are emptying a pit latrines, there are these trashes, these solid waste which cannot be pumped. So we usually put them in barrels, and that's why we modified on top of the truck so that we can be able to put 12 barrels of trash. Come here, maybe we can be able to start with the pump. So basically with a vacuum truck, the main component is the pump. So because you would want to have a powerful vacuum pump and its protective system, because if you have a powerful pump and you don't have a protective system, then I think the truck is going to be useless. So we have found this pump. It's a MEC 6500. It's a pump from Italy. The company that manufactures this are Battiani Pangani. We have installed these pumps in all our trucks, and they are really powerful and they are really helpful. So we can be able to pump up to from 50 up to 80 meters from where the truck is parked with this pump, and go up to 6-7 meters deep to the pit latrine. So this pump is really powerful and very good for a truck. So I recommend it. So with this pump, this pump is lubricated by the hydraulic fluid, and this is the lubrication. This is a lubrication pump. This is a pump which is going to lubricate, and this is the side screen. Basically, when you are in operation, when the truck is the pump is operating, you would know to open this knob and have some droplets of oil dropping into the main chamber. Based on the manufacturer specification, they want they have recommended about 40 drops per minute. So there's a sight glass here. You can be able to adjust about 40 drops per minute. And that means when the pump is rotating, these are a rotary blade. So there are blades which are inside this chamber. So when the pump is rotating, there's also continuous lubrication inside the pump. So we have a silencer. Sometimes you go to a community and you don't want to limit the noise of the pump. So that's why we have installed a silencer. So this pump is hydraulic driven. So all our trucks, we have installed the same vacuum pumps, but they are belt driven. So we have PTO from the engine gearbox, and then there's a pulley, and then there's a pulley here, so it's belt driven. But for this truck, we saw maybe we can be able to make changes because of the multiple repairs that we have had before, of replacing the belt, adjusting and everything. So we saw maybe when you're importing another truck, let's try hydraulic driven. So far we have not met any challenge or any issue with the hydraulic driven pump, but the operation of the pump is still the same. So let's talk about the pump protection. The pump protection starts from this system. So this is where the air is drawn from the tank to create a vacuum, so that you can be able to pull the sludge from the pit latrine. So you can be able to see that this connection is raised higher from the level of the tank, because you would want even when the tank is full, the sludge is not drawn into the pump. But still, most of the truck we have imported before, they fail to incorporate this the shuttle valves. So this is a shuttle valve, and it operates such that when the tank is full, or maybe when the truck is in an elevation where all the sludge is in the camp in the front of the truck, the sludge cannot be able to enter into the pump. If the sludge comes, it pushes the ball and then it closes the valve. So there's no sludge which can be able to pass beyond this point. But still, in case there are maybe the truck is pumping and maybe there are some trash or some falling, maybe like the small particles which can be able to be pumped inside. So we have a screen here. And this screen usually trap those small particles. So basically you would want to maybe for a month you open here, clean the screen, and then you replace it. So we have the primary shuttle valve, we have the screen, and then the pipe continues up to the pump. So you are going to see another secondary shuttle valve down there. And also some protection, which you are going to see once we go down there. So on top of the tank, we saw primary shuttle valve. So this is the secondary shuttle valve. So the reason, again, the reason we have all these primary and the secondary shuttle valve, you don't want any sludge or any falling material to get into the pump. So we saw if the tank is full, the primary shuttle valve is going to close. But just in case there is some liquid which entered into this pumping system, it's also trapped here in the secondary shuttle valve. Below the secondary shuttle valve, there's a drain which you can be able to drain all the water which was trapped inside the secondary shuttle valve. And also there's a sight glass here. There's a glass here. You can be able to see if there's water which is inside. But basically, after maybe 2 or 3 jobs, or maybe after 1 job, it doesn't hurt to open the secondary shuttle valve to release any liquid which might be able to be trapped inside there, because you don't want to have any liquid in or any falling object in the pump. That's what usually make the pump to get damaged. So that is the whole pumping system: the primary shuttle valve, the secondary, and then the pipe is going to go into the pump. So, and we talked about this silencer. You want to reduce the noise which the pump is making while pumping. So you don't want to create noise pollution. 2 more things we can be able to look here is so we have the gauge. You want when the truck is pumping, you can be able to know the vacuum which you are creating inside. So we also have a overpressure valve. If you are creating pressure here, maybe to push sludge, maybe when you are dumping, and maybe you created a lot of pressure here, you don't want to damage the tank. So we have this protective, overpressure protective valve. We also have depression valve here, hard to see, because you also, when you are creating vacuum here, and maybe it exceeds the tank capacity, you don't want to decompress the tank. So there's a valve which can be able to release that vacuum inside the tank. So those are the basic protective equipment you would want to have in your vacuum tank to protect your pump. We have the gauge. This is the clear gauge. So most of the truck you find that the gauge usually start from the middle of the tank going up, and most of them they usually store at the end, at the side of the tank. But for us, we find it better if we can have a gauge which is from the bottom of the tank, because most of the customers that we usually serve, they want to make sure that sometimes they want to confirm that the truck which you have brought is empty, because there are some people who usually they come to empty for you and they have some sludge which they emptied for another customer. So for us, we usually have we prefer to have a gauge from the bottom of the tank up to up, but we still have another gauge. We still have another gauge at the end of the back of the truck, and still we still have a digital level sensor inside here. So when the tank is full, it triggers the alarm, and you can be able to know that the truck is full, even if you are not close to the truck. We have a lock. This is where we also modified it so that we can be able to carry more hoses. Basically, you usually carry about 60 to 70 meters of hose. If you require an extra, we call the hose and put it on the top of the truck. So on top here we have the main manhole. So for the most of the truck which I've seen, and the truck which we have, like the other two trucks that we have, this manhole is located at the back of the truck. But somehow the manufacturer of this truck did put it on top here. So first, for precaution, just in case you want to open this manhole, it's also clearly indicated here you would want to open it last, because if you try to open here and there is pressure already built up in the tank because of those gases, you know, the emptying the gases, you know, the sludge gases, they can be able to be very dangerous. It can be able to blow your face off. So if you want to open here, I think the first thing which you are supposed to do is first open all the valve to be able to release all the pressure which might be able to be inside the tank. Basically for us, we usually use this access hole to be able to clean inside the tank. Most of the pit latrine that you usually empty, they have a lot of sand, and even when we are going to dump the waste in the dumping site, not all the sand which usually come out from the tank. So maybe after 2-3 months, we usually open here, clean all the sand inside, and then because we don't want to have a truck which is going around with 1 ton of sand inside. It's not efficient, both for fuel and for the pumping. And most of the cases, if the sand accumulates in the tank, it usually broke the gauge. So just to be cautious when you are opening here, you want to make sure you have first opened all the valves, release all the pressure inside the tank, and then you can be able to open the access manhole. So at the back of the truck, this is where we have the outlet. So we have the main outlet. We also have this one as outlet, and we have the inlet. So when you're pumping, we usually use a 3-inch hose, and we have these ball valves. So they are not the best, but they work. The reason the gate valves, they are not commonly You cannot get them locally, and these ones, even if it breaks, you can be able easily to get to replace it here in Rwanda. So one thing about the inlet, the inlet pipe. So the inlet is extended. So there's a pipe inside here which extend up to this level. So we usually fill the tank from the top. Most of the truck I have seen, they usually have the inlet. So when you are filling the tank, you just fill it from the bottom. So our inlet is extended, so we usually fill the tank from the top. At the back here, we also have a sight glass. You can be able to see the level as the truck fills. After the job is done, you want to make sure that the emptiers go, they clean their hearts. They don't leave the site with the waste. So we have a water tank here. And that is it for today. I think those are all the components which a vacuum truck should have. And that is comprises of the what we have in our vacuum trucks. So I hope this is helpful. I hope you will find help maybe if you are starting a vacuum truck business or you have one and you can be able to modify. So I hope this video is helpful to you. Thank you.